Welcome back to the Real 850. Join us on this episode as we jump headfirst into van life and the RV lifestyle. We'll be traveling from our home base in Panama City Beach all the way around the Florida Peninsula with stops along the East Coast, Florida Keys, Florida's Nature Coast, and then back home to the Florida Panhandle. But before we get started, let's give you all some background info on what our plan is, why we're doing it, and how this is going to be a game changer for us. Hey, what's happening everybody? I'm Jay, that's Elizabeth. Welcome to the Real 850. So if this is the first time that you've watched our videos, normally we're out fishing right now, or we're on our way fishing, but we're going to do something a little bit different. You can see we're in our brand new Winnebago REVEL. Yeah, new to us. Winnebago REVEL. It's a 2023, and we're going to do something different this winter. So where we live up here in the Florida Panhandle, it gets a little bit cold for us in the wintertime, and I know some of you that may be watching from up north probably think that's funny, but we do not like the cold weather. So we've been talking about this for years, getting something that we can travel down south whenever it gets a little bit colder up here in the Panhandle and get out of the cold, get down into some tropical weather. So we're going to try our first trip right now just to kind of get the bugs out, figure out, you know, what we need to do different next time.
What we need to pack, not pack. I mean, we may have.
Yeah, this is a van. It's not a big camper.
No.
You know, you have to be very efficient whenever you're packing this thing. So anyway, we're going to do a loop around Florida. And one of the cool things about this, and let me back up and say the reason that we got this van is, one, Elizabeth can drive it. We're not having to tow anything. And two, both of us work remote. So we're able to kind of work wherever there's an internet connection, whether that's, you know, out of this van, in a hotel somewhere, wherever, it doesn't matter. For the most part, we can work anywhere that we want to be as long as we have a good, strong internet connection. So we got Starlink attached to the rooftop, and I'll show you guys that some other time, but we've got good internet service anywhere we go now. But we also wanted it to be able to travel to other places. Our kids are scattered across the southeastern U.S. We've got them in Tennessee, we've got them in Oklahoma. So we want to be able to travel there as well, but yet stay here in our van, not have to get a hotel or anything like that. So we're really excited to try this out, especially this winter. And we're going to keep fishing. So those of you that, you know, tune in to watch us fish, we're still going to do that. But we may be doing it in different ways, whether it's going out on a charter or taking, I may drive the boat down, let's just say we go to the Keys or something this winter. I may drive the boat and Elizabeth can drive this van, and we'll see if we can find some places down there that. And
we have Nealon with us, so
yeah, we've got Nealon. So he loves it.
That's the other thing, you know, if we fly to see our kids or our family, we can't necessarily take him. So
right. We are getting ready to start out. We're going to Jacksonville first for some just some personal reasons there. And then after that, we're going to head down the east coast of Florida, go to St. Augustine, which is not far from Jacksonville. Then we're going to go from there down to Jonathan Dickinson State Park. Then we're going to go down to Key Largo, stay there for a couple days, come back up the west coast of Florida, stay in Crystal River, and then end up back here in Panama City Beach next Sunday. So we're going to do a 7-day trip. Again, just kind of figuring out the van, what we like, what we need to do different next time, what we need to pack differently, whether it's bring more stuff, bring less stuff, and just kind of see how everything operates before we take this on a really long road trip somewhere on an extended
see if there's any upgrades we need to make.
Yeah, there's a ton of upgrades that people do with these vans, which is quite unbelievable for the amount that you have to pay to do these upgrades. It's pretty crazy, but I'm sure some of you guys are laughing when you hear me say that. But anyway, we appreciate you watching. We really appreciate all the subscribers that have been with us from the beginning and maybe just recently. But if you're new, welcome, and we'll see you guys here in just a little bit.
I'm stuck in space, got a daydream running through my brain. like it the way I move. I like it the way I do. I like it the way I move.
Once we got settled in at our first stop at North Beach Camp Resort in St. Augustine, Florida, I found out quickly that the easiest way for me to get around the grounds was on my one wheel. I always get strange looks from folks when they see me zip by on this strange looking skateboard. There's a very nice beach access directly across from the campground. The spot isn't too crowded since there are only beach houses and no hotels in the immediate vicinity. It's also a great place to ride your bike, especially during low tide. The next day we made our way down the East Coast for our second stop, Jonathan Dickinson State Park, located in Hobe Sound. This was a brief stay since we arrived late in the day, but the campground is very nice and we wish we could have spent more time exploring the area. We did have an interesting check-in process. We just got here to Jonathan Dickinson State Park here in Hobe Sound, Florida. And it's a state park, Florida State Park, so you have to do all the registration online, which I did. I've got the confirmation here on my phone, and we went to the shack here to check in, and they said somebody has already checked in under your name, and they said they were Jay Follis. So we've got a ranger, park ranger heading this way to follow us. We're going to find out who the Jay Follis is that used our reservation here in just a minute to check in to campsite number 36. So stay tuned. Okay, so we have resolved the issue with campers that checked in under our name. They did not check in under our name. The ranger at the station thought that they said my name, and it turned out they're in a van, but it's not a van like we've got. It's actually an old VW van, and they're a month early. Now I'm not sure how you get to your camp spot a month early, but they did, and their name sounds like ours from what she said.
It's like Ray Solis or
Ray Solis, not Jay Follis, but Ray Solis. And I guess they had reserved the same campsite that I had reserved, campsite number 36. So I guess the ranger did not do her due diligence to make sure that they were in fact who they were supposed to be, and gave them a spot. But we're cool with that. You know, we've been driving all day, and we got here, and there's not a whole lot of people here right now. It's September, it's hot, it's South Florida, so I knew there'd be a bunch of sites. So we drove around. They told us to just drive around and find any spot that we wanted, and so we did. And like I said, we've been driving all day, we're hot, we're tired, and we just picked 35, which is right next to 36. So we're kind of giving them the evil eye right now.
No, we're not.
I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. They look like really nice people. Anyway, the site that we chose out of haste, actually, when we backed the van in, so now we're facing the sun.
So it's blazing hot.
It's blazing hot. It's about 93, 94 degrees right now here in South Florida.
We're used to it though.
So we're sitting under our awning, which is not providing any shade whatsoever. Fortunately, a cloud just went over. It's probably 6 o'clock, 6:30, so the sun will be going down here in another hour or so. I didn't feel like moving. We got set up.
The funny thing is, we're going to the Keys tomorrow, and so are the people that took our camping spot. So let's see if they show up at the same.
Hopefully they don't take our camping spot in Key Largo tomorrow. If they do, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, all jokes aside, it's just one of those things, you know.
Happens.
We're learning very quickly, just like boating. Elizabeth just said this to me. Just like boating, it is always something. There's something that goes wrong with the boat, or something goes wrong.
Or we forget something.
We forget something, whatever. It's the same thing with camping, and we're finding that out really, really quickly into our into our new trips here.
Yeah.
That we just started doing this, right? We camped a long time ago with the kids, but this is the first time we've done this in a drive style camper. So anyway, we're learning very quickly that same with boating, camping, we're gonna have issues where we're gonna have to really have a plan B, have a plan C, have a plan D, and probably a plan E, because stuff is going to happen. And it's already happened on this trip multiple times already, and we've only been gone one day. So anyway, this is an awesome state park, by the way, Jonathan Dickinson State Park here in Hobe Sound. All the rangers were really friendly and apologetic. They came up to us at the campground after we got set up, make sure everything was good. And anyway, the sites are really nice. We'll give you guys a tour of that here in a little bit, either tonight or tomorrow. And then we'll be making our way tomorrow down to Key Largo. So see you guys in a little bit. We arrived in the Keys and Key Largo campground. These are all individually owned, and most of the water sites have tiki huts with picnic tables and full hookups. What we didn't realize, though, was the next bit of craziness we were in for. So we're driving through the campground right now, and you can see all the water in the middle of the road, and your first thought is probably, they had a lot of rain here, and while that may be true, the main reason why it's like this is because we're having a king tide right now. There was a full moon a couple nights ago, and about once a year, maybe twice a year, they have what's called a king tide. And we have them all over the place. We have them in Panama City as well. But this particular campground gets absolutely inundated with the water. So much so that I believe it's going to be on our campsite later on, either tonight or in the morning. So I'm interested to see on how our campsite is going to fare when that tide gets high later tonight and tomorrow. But this is really pretty deep throughout most parts of the campground, and it's low tide right now. So this is going to come back again later tonight and again in tomorrow. And if it rains, it's going to add that much more to it. Pretty wild. What do you think about all that water?
It's a lot. I probably have bike splash up my butt right now. You know how you get on that water that goes up your back?
We got our setup here. Not a bad little spot here. Every spot that we've been at has been different this week. Milan absolutely loves it. We're right here on the water. We got the grill going. We got water and sewer hookups. We got a little tiki hut here. And we are right on the water. Beautiful night here in September, but it is very hot. Very hot. I don't know that you can do this without a camper that has AC. Let's check in on Elizabeth. I think she's getting some stuff ready for dinner. What you got going there, hon? Oh, got some vegetables going. We're going to put those on the grill. Cutting up an onion. Nice.
Okay.
The king tide made its way to our site a lot faster than I was expecting. I'm glad I ran into the maintenance staff earlier who told me to make sure I had all of our stuff off the ground. It was a little unsettling to be sleeping in the van knowing that the water was coming up during the night. And as fast as the water came up, it went back out just as quickly, and in the morning it looked like nothing had happened. Tides change every 12 hours, so we knew it was coming again around 11 a.m. So we packed up our belongings, unplugged the van, and made our way to Isla Mirada for lunch and an impromptu snorkel excursion. Alligator Reef Lighthouse is an extremely popular snorkeling destination in Isla Mirada. We were surprised to find very few boats out, especially with near perfect conditions. You can view the entire video of this excursion in our video collection. The next morning we were up early for the 5-hour ride to our last stop of our trip, Crystal River, located on Florida's Nature Coast. Rather than driving on the turnpike, I always head west through Homestead and make my way across Scenic Highway 41, which travels through Everglades National Park, Big Cypress Wildlife Management Area, and the Miccosukee Indian Village. This route is mostly 2-lane, but to us, way less stressful and scenic than traveling on the interstate or turnpike. There are 2 visitor centers located on the highway between Homestead and Naples. Once we arrived near St. Petersburg, we chose to travel across the iconic Sunshine Skyway Bridge and cut our way through Tampa and over to the new Suncoast Parkway, which connects to Veterans Parkway just past the Tampa airport. This is a fantastic route with very little traffic once you get past the airport. Arriving at Sweet Citrus Acres in early afternoon, we were greeted by friendly staff and given all of our instructions for our camping spot and use of the facilities. In our limited camping experiences, this is by far the nicest RV campground we have ever seen. So nice that we decided to book an entire month there for the upcoming winter. It has everything you can imagine, including a beautiful pool house, bar, state-of-the-art laundry facilities, resort-style shower and bath houses, and well thought out pads for your RV. We can't wait to get back and show you more of this campground as well as the beautiful surrounding area of Crystal River. We learned so much from this short trip, but our main takeaways are the obvious. Space is at a premium in a camper van, but with well thought out storage plans, there is plenty of room for necessities and extras if you plan right. Staying one night at a campground is not ideal unless you're just in a hurry. We should have spent multiple nights at each stop so we could explore the areas more. We've opened up endless opportunities with this van, and we can't wait to incorporate these new adventures with our love of fishing and traveling. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on The Real 850.